Hi, this is Jack Duval, CEO of Bantam Incorporated, a private investment office for attorneys. Today I'm doing a brief video on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And you might have seen that there is a chart making the rounds that showed how Bitcoin has been trading essentially with the dollar lira exchange rate. So that's the Turkish lira. And as it has devalued, meaning dollar lira went up, Bitcoin has gone up as well. And the idea, of course, is that in Turkey, if you want to get your money out of lira, a lot of those folks are doing that by going into Bitcoin. And of course, as I've written and had videos on, Bitcoin is the hardest currency in existence, and it's only getting more so. There will only be 21 million Bitcoin ever created. I think they're around 19 something million now. So it's the opposite of essentially every other currency in the world, which is they're all being devalued as fast as possible by their central banks, including that of the US. So it's just very interesting. Now, what's happened in the past, though, which is really what I wrote about and want to talk about here, is that Bitcoin has done very well against other currencies, including the Bolivar and the Argentinian peso. So let's just talk about that for a second. So in Venezuela, you've had, well, it's hard to use certain kind of tame adjectives for the government there, but essentially they've devalued their currency remarkably, almost by 100%, although that's mathematically not possible. But in the last 5 years, it's gone down 99.85% against the US dollar, which is about as much as you can do. In fact, I heard an anecdote about how if you went into a toy store, they had Monopoly games there that had Monopoly money in them, and then some of them had Bolivars, but the ones with Monopoly money actually cost more than the ones that had Bolivars for currency. Anyway, just an interesting note. And then in Argentina with the peso, in the past 5 years, peso is down 87.39% against the US dollar. That's some pretty heavy lifting there as well. And in Turkey with the lira is down about 60% against the US dollar in the past 5 years, and it's really accelerated. Now, Turkey's out of dollars. That's their problem, which has also been the whole world's problem for a while, although that may be changing now. But they don't have dollars, and they can't defend their currency. And that's why the lira has really declined and looks like it could go even further from here. Now, what's interesting is the Turkish government prevented people from buying gold, so they went into Bitcoin, it looks like. So you've seen this progression, Venezuela, Argentina, now Turkey. And these people trying to get assets out of those countries have gone into Bitcoin. So, Venezuela, Argentina, okay, those are, economic basket cases. But now we get into Turkey, and Turkey's a real economy. They're about the 19th largest economy in the world. They do about 2.2 trillion in GDP every year. So this is not some banana republic. This is a real deal country with real deal industry, and now that one's going. So we have this phenomenon of all the central banks in the developed world and say the G10 are also devaluing their currencies. And I suspect that more people will exchange out of those currencies and into other things, and one of those is Bitcoin. Of course, this is this is over the long term, so it's not going to happen right now. Although I think it is happening right now, but it won't happen all at once, is what I'm saying. But I think eventually, as the central banks are successful, and it takes a lot of work when everybody's trying to devalue their currency at the same time. But eventually, I think Bitcoin will come for the yen, for the euro, and for the dollar, the US dollar. And we're still in the early adoption phase of Bitcoin, which makes it, I think, very good long-term buy with a very nice risk-reward trade-off. And as I've discussed before, not for all your money, but for a percentage of your risk assets, I think very appropriate, certainly for the long term. This is Jack Duvall, CEO of Bantam Incorporated. I hope this was informative. Thank you for watching.